Got the XGT Makita 40 volt GBU01 blower. I'm not real fond of this blower. So once it's pressed, it stays on and it stays green for a long time. The chainsaw, you press the button, it turns green, and it's off in no time. If you're not using the chainsaw, it turns itself off very quickly. I'm going to take this apart. I'm just curious to see what kind of a module this is. I've watched some other YouTubers take apart Makita stuff. Makita seems to do a good job of not just soldering everything up, but having things on plugs so that you can easily remove and swap out modules. I'm thinking if this module contains the timer and it's easily swapped out, I might try swapping this into my chainsaw. So the first thing I want to do is I just kind of want to see what the torque is on these. So this is the VeriSafe torque. It's set at 1 Newton meter. This is as low as this goes. Okay, so it loosens it up. Let me see what. Yeah, one Newton meter, I think, is where we're going to be on that. So let's see here. Let's use the Makita Impact. So far, all the screws are the same size, so I don't need to worry about where they go. And I'm going to see if my idea of modifying my chainsaw is going to work. Alright, so right away I'm seeing everything has got clips and plugs. Everything is modular. Milwaukee is not like that. Milwaukee solders everything up. So if you want to replace something, you got to replace like 3/4 of the whole innards of it because it's all soldered together. Module, man, this is a nice aluminum. Feels like an epoxy potting there. And a big capacitor there. Okay, so this module is on a plug. And I would expect to see, okay, and then the switch is also on a plug. Good job, Makita. I don't have to unsolder or solder anything. I can just try switching this module to see if the timer is in it. I mean, I gotta think that the timer is in this module. I am going to take apart my chainsaw. Let me just get a torque reading on one of these. I'm sure it's the same. It's probably 1 Newton meter. Okay, it's not more than a Newton meter. Yeah. Let's see here, what about these? Okay, so these are more than 1 Newton meter. Let's go 1.5. Yep, they're more than 1.5. Let's go 2. Okay. Okay, so 2 Newton meters on those. I can't believe I'm going to take this chainsaw apart, but the short delay on this thing is so annoying on a chainsaw. I cannot believe they did that. I don't mind the fact that it has a power switch. I kind of like having an LED that tells me that it's on, but the delay on this is set way too short. So I'm going to see if I can take that other module out of the blower and put it in here so that this has a much longer delay on it. Let's see here. How does that come off like that? Now I gotta make sure the sizes of these are the same, otherwise I gotta keep track of where I got them. Okay, let's see, 1 Newton meter. Oh, it's more than 1 Newton meter on the handle. Okay, 1.5. Okay. Remember that. That's 1.5 Newton meters on this. Not the handle, but the brake. Okay, I don't think I have to take any of this apart. I think this will come off. Tank and the cap are unobstructed. Oh yeah, Makita, you are awesome. Okay, there's the inside of the chainsaw. I got cobwebs in here? How do I have cobwebs in here? Guess I don't use a chainsaw that often, huh? Look at Makita. Everything is modular. Everything has plugs. You don't have to solder and unsolder anything. Okay, so here is the module. Okay, whoops, where was this? Okay, that just goes right there. Oh yeah, this top switch hits that. Okay, so here's the module. All right, I'm going to put a C on this for chainsaw, so I know which one is which. This is the module from the blower. I put a B on there. And this is the module from the chainsaw. I put a letter C on there. You can see that the plugs are different. Different size of plug. It's the same number of wires, same color on the wires. The plugs are potted, so you can't just pull the pins out of the plug and switch the plastic parts around. They thought of this. And I don't actually know if the timer circuit is in this module or not. Even if I took the trouble to cut these, solder them back together, shrink wrap it, switch them, I may still end up with the same situation. The timeout on the switch might not be in this. It might be in this. So we're going to put everything back the way it was designed. The Makita engineers seem to have anticipated guys like me thinking of stupid stuff like this, and they made it so that you can't do it. But I gotta hand it to Makita. I mean, the way that they build this, I think it's better than Milwaukee. So I was looking on this. This is all metal. I was looking to see if there was a fan blowing on this heatsink. And there is not. I see Japanese writing on this. Everything is replaceable. This switch, this switch, this switch, those are all on plugs. The battery mount looks to be crimped to these leads, but these leads have screw terminals. I don't know, to me it just looks very modular, very serviceable. All right, let's put it back together. Let me clean this up. So they've got screws on the inside that allow this panel to be removed. So this panel you can't remove from the outside. You got to take this whole thing off. Alright, switch works, that contacts that. That's on correctly. Okay, that's on correctly. All the wires are out of the way. This should just slide right on here, just like that. Nice. Alright, so that's a 1/4 inch hex bit, so it's like a 1/4 inch Allen. Alright, so we'll use that there. We'll go like this. And we got to figure out which clutch setting on the pen driver is. Okay, I got to go a little more. 3. Okay, let's back it off to 6. I'm going to put that at 5. 5 on the clutch does not trip 1 Newton meter on the Vera. And I'm going to put all those screws in, and then I'll go back around with the Vera torque adapter.
And then
We'll go back around with this. We got this set to 1. You can see that it is giving it a little bit of a final. It is giving it a little bit of a final tighten. Okay, there. All right. Nothing stripped out. All good. Okay, that still works. Okay, set that to 1.5. All right. There we go. Okay, we'll set this to 2 Newton meters. And there's 2 Newton meters. There we go. So although I was correct, and these are modular, the plugs appear to be unique to the tool so that you can't switch these around. Let me just show you why I wanted to switch this module that's already off. So you do that. You let go. Oh, you go back. Ah, it's already off. So annoying. All right, so let's put this module back in the blower. You can't put it in upside down because the contour of the cutout. All right, let's set this for 1 Newton meter. So the blower's back together. I wish this button was up here so I could hit it with my thumb, but at least when you turn it on, it stays on much longer than the chainsaw does. So at least I can set this down. I can move a chair on the patio out of the way. I can pick this back up and I don't have to press the button. I can pull the trigger and it's ready to go because the delay on this is long enough so it doesn't become super annoying. It is annoying that the button's out of reach, but at least it stays on longer. Whereas the chainsaw, the button is within reach of the thumb, but it turns off so quickly. So my idea of moving this module easily from the blower to the chainsaw does not work. The plugs are different, and I didn't answer the question of whether or not the timer is in this module, and I still don't know if the timer is in this module. I suspect that it is. There's a simple way to do a resistor and a capacitor, two tiny components that would turn this thing off after a certain amount of time. Those components could easily be put on this circuit board in here. You know, it could be an integrated circuit, it could be a couple of passives, whatever. So I don't know. This video didn't answer that question. This video at least shows that if you had the same idea, don't waste your time taking apart your Makita power tools because they key the plugs on the modules for the tool. At least between the blower and the chainsaw, they're different. I hope that was helpful in some way. At least I hope it was interesting. We got to see the insides of the Makita XGT chainsaw and the Makita XGT blower. I really like the build quality on the Makita stuff. Even though I have some gripes about this button on their different outdoor power equipment, at least they do a nice job building the stuff. All right, you know how YouTube works. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.